Hello, I'm Delusion Dispeller, and as promised, I have a video about stealth narcissists on social media. So, back um, in the 2000s, early 2000s, there were some people in my life who definitely had traits of narcissistic personality disorder, and I want to talk to you about um, how this operates with social media. So first of all, triangulate. Let's talk about that. Triangulation is exactly what it sounds like. A triangle is three. There's you, there's the narcissist, and there is another person, usually. Um, this was meant to be a private video, but I apparently forgot to put it in private. So if I don't talk to you, it's because I'm focused on getting this information out. Anyways, so triangulation means that the person is trying to make you feel jealous, left out, or slighted. In the case of Pale Talk days, back when I was with the narcissist, the way this was done was the Pale Talk, you could make private rooms and keep people out of them. So that's what my so-called friend used to do to me, and she would do that to make me feel jealous because I would know she was in there with my friends and leave me out and make me feel like I was, the odd man out, so to speak. We kind of did that to each other. Like I said, we all kind of played a part in this years ago. We got on that, as I called it yesterday, the crazy train, or this morning, and we all did it to each other. So it was very hurtful, no matter on the receiving end of it, and it was cruel. But this is what a narcissist does, and the difference between narcissists doing what they do and regular people doing what they do is the narcissist doesn't care. They don't care that you're feeling hurt, that you're feeling slighted, that you're feeling left out and abandoned, rejected. In fact, not only do they not care, they get off on it. They think it's funny. They think it's amusing. They are sadistic about it. They enjoy it. It's a sadistic pleasure for them. I know, sickening, right? They will often make inappropriate comments about people who discard them and say, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Because why? Well, the narcissist's ego and feeling about their self-worth is very, very fragile. So when you reject them and you say, look, it's over, I'm not staying in this relationship, I'm not staying in this marriage, or whatever it is, it kills them deep down inside because they have a very fragile ego. Their ego is based on what you think of them, basically, because they don't know what they think of themselves, because they don't know themselves. And they don't allow themselves to get to know themselves, because if they knew who they were deep down inside, it's very ugly and it would scare them very badly. The person I was with actually told me, please, please, you have to forgive me, because if you don't forgive me, I have to go to Father, meaning God. And if I'm upsetting one of his children, it's going to be very bad for me. And I don't want to get alone with God because that's a scary place for me. And I'm like, well, you're afraid of God? I mean, don't you pray to God? Aren't you like the pastor's daughter? You don't understand. It's not like that. When Father knows that I've touched one of his creation in a bad way, it won't be good for me. It'll be very bad for me. You don't want that to happen. And I'm like, wow, okay. It's not the way I see God, but whatever you say. And their illusion is that you need them to survive. Once they've hooked you, once you are following them around like a blind little puppy, they got you where they want you. And they think that, they really believe this. They believe that they are the reason why you exist, and they are the reason why you are successful. So when you say, hey, I don't need you, and you show that you don't need them and you've moved on, they can't stand it. Because in their mind, what the heck's happening? The puppet is walking away on its own? No, you can't break from your strings. I had you right where I wanted you. How dare you go and have a voice of your own, or a thought in your head of your own, or a heartbeat of your own? I made you what you are. A lot of times they'll tell you that. You would be nothing if it wasn't for me. I made you. Yeah. So their illusion is that they are needed by you to survive, and that everybody needs them and everybody adores them. So when anybody dares to not adore them and not want to be their friend or their wife or their husband or whatever, it kills their ego. They've got to punish you in some way. And that's why you get treated the way you do, with the smear campaigns, the mockery, and everything they put you through. So that's the first thing. They are major cyber bullies, narcissists are. They delight in bashing, backstabbing. This person in my life back in 2000, whatever, the early 2000s, was definitely a bully. She would send what they call flying monkeys or henchmen out to check on me and make sure I was okay, because she knew I was sad that we weren't friends anymore. And I had moved on. And I would tell this person she sent to talk to me, look, I've moved on. I don't want to hear about her. I don't want to know her name. It's as if she doesn't exist to me. I have washed my hands of her. She's in God's hands. I'm not even praying for the chick anymore. I just gave her to God and said, God, you take her. I can't even pray anymore. I don't wish her anything at all. I don't wish her well. I don't wish her evil. I just don't wish her anything. I don't want to know her. I don't want to know her name. I wish I never met her. That's how it was. And this person said, oh no, I know that you just wish it was you that was going on vacations with her, and you that was in the ministry with her, and you that was talking to her like you used to do. I understand how hard it was, how hard it is for you. Till I finally told the girl, no, you're wrong. I've moved on. I don't want to hear her name. Lose my name and number. Do not contact me again. And then, and only then, did the hovering and hoovering end. Hi, Carly. I meant to put this in private, so I'm not answering anybody right now. I'm actually reading from something on notes, so I'm not really answering anything. I want to get through this. Okay, number 3. False accusations. The narcissist cannot stand that you're happy. They can't stand that you're successful. And they can't stand that people like you. So if they're in a situation where you rejected them, ended the relationship, and they see people around you supporting you, they are extremely, insanely envious of that. And they will do everything they can to destroy it. No, you don't have to be sorry. I'm just letting you know. You didn't know. I didn't even know it wasn't going into private. I forgot to hit private when I started recording it. So I just said, well, people are going to come in. They're going to come in. I'm just going to have to keep going. Anyway, so they don't like it when you're happy, successful, or well-liked at all. And they will do everything they can to destroy that and sabotage it. Back then, this person just constantly harassed me. When I opened up a room to expose the garbage that this person was doing to me, she called me on the phone and said, did Father tell you to open the chat room like that? Did he tell you to do that? All I'm saying is, if he didn't tell you to do that, I just want you to really pray about it and talk to Father and make sure he's okay with it. That's all I'm saying. So I shut down my chat room, and a bunch of people wrote me emails and said, why did you do that? You were reading my mail. You were telling my story. I was getting answers. You need to open up the chat room again. And I said, I can't. God didn't tell me to do it. She had me so programmed and so brainwashed that she was the only one that heard from God. And it was like a gentle insinuation that Father doesn't want you doing this. So don't do it, because he'll be disappointed in you. Father meaning God. So I shut down my chat room. But then I opened up my first YouTube video on narcissism, and people flocked to it and said, oh my gosh, you got to make more of these. This is exactly what I'm going through. You understand. You really know what we're going through. Narcissists will also lie. They will paint you to look like the most evil person, like you're the one that caused all the problems in the relationship, like they're the poor victims, the poor martyrs, the unfortunate person that was so persecuted, so misunderstood, and that the reason why things ended was because of you. Never them, always because of you. And the interesting thing was when I met this person, I'm going to call her Dawn. That's not her name. When I met this person, Dawn, she told me about all the people that were so awful to her and how she was so misunderstood and so mistreated, and that she couldn't believe people didn't understand her. She had such a good heart. And then in the end, I found out why people felt that way about her, because she didn't have a good heart. And it wasn't them that was in the wrong. It was her in her narcissistic self. Another thing they do is false accusations. I think I said that one already, though. But even if I did, I don't know. They will accuse you of stuff you didn't do, basically. That's another thing that they do. All right, let's move on to the next one. Stalking. Oh my gosh, on Pale Talk, it was so easy to stalk people. Not like on here where you can just lurk. There were other things you could do. You could stalk them in private messages. You could get other people to lurk for you and spy on their channel. It was very insidious. I don't know, it was bad. It was very bad, and it was a mess. Because why would a narcissist want to stalk you if they broke up with you and said, oh, this friendship's over, or this marriage is over, or this dating relationship is over? Why would they want to do that? Simply this. The narcissist, as much as they say, I'm moving on and I'm letting go, they can't. They don't have it in them to let go. They will keep talking about you to other people. They will keep thinking about it and ruminating about it and thinking of everything they can do to trip you up, because that's what they delight in doing. Because in their mind, they think you are their object, their possession, and they own you. And they want you to never forget that they have the strings attached to you. They want you to trust them again and again so they can keep on hurting and rejecting you and turning it to make it look like you're the one that rejected and hurt them. And it's never that way. Narcissists are very stealthful and crafty in what they do. They've done it for years to many people. You're not the first one. You probably won't be the last if they finally stop hoovering and hovering and leave you alone. They'll just find the next victim, the next narcissistic supply person. All right. So remember, when you've moved on, they haven't, they won't, they don't. They keep on hovering around you, keep trying to do things that make you wreath in frustration, and they are standing there smiling and laughing the whole time behind the scenes. It's great fun to them. It's like the cat with the mouse. They just keep batting it around until it's dead, and then they keep batting it around. Sadistic. They're very sadistic. I know the hardest thing for people to understand about narcissists, and the hardest thing for me to understand about Dawn back then, was that she really enjoyed my pain. She really did. She just, I don't know. It was like the more I was hurt, the more I was crying out, saying, why are you treating me this way? Why are you doing this? The more she just got that glimmer in her eye. Like it was just such an enjoyable sport for her. And yeah, they'll, like I said, present themselves as the one that was slighted and abused. It's sadistic. It's evil. It's terrible. Narcissists will hoover. They will play head games with you. They will do everything they can to try to get you back into their little chain. They will tell you they're so sorry. Oh my gosh. They'll pour on the tears. They're usually crocodile tears, which means fake ones. They'll turn it on. They'll turn it off. They'll talk about how bad they've had it so that you feel really compassionate towards them and empathetic towards them. And you'll be wooed right back into the trap. It's like a black widow spider trap. Once they have you, they will wrap you up super tightly and begin to devour your identity, and everything good in your life will be shattered, because that's what they live to do. And they keep on doing it because they're good at what they do and they know how to do it. And they know that enough people will bite the bait, that they always have plenty of people they can go to if you don't work out. All right, the last thing. They must sabotage your happiness. They must. It's in them. They have to have that supply, and the supply is to watch you suffer. So they have to sabotage everything that makes you happy. They have to tear down everything that you are well known for. If you have a talent, they have to bash your talent. If you're ill, they have to make fun of you and mock you for your illness. If you are having problems in your marriage, they have to exploit that and tell everybody that the reason she's having problems in her marriage is because she's just such a terrible person and he's just looking other places because she's not giving him what he needs. And believe me, they do all this stuff. They're terribly vindictive creatures. All right, so they will do everything they can. They will lie about you. They will put you down. They will create doubt in other people about you. They love to do this. So this is how you handle the narcissist. This is how I handled it eventually. You stop accepting emails. You stop accepting apologies. You stop accepting their amends and realize that they're just going to keep on doing it and doing it and doing it no matter what you do. So you cut them off cold. Not only do you block them from your life, ban them from your chat rooms. I had to do all of this with Dawn. Totally cut them off cold. Anybody that comes to you about them or from them, you shut them down immediately. You block them. You do not talk to them. You stay away from anybody that is attached to them in any way, shape, or form. So you are not utterly destroyed yourself, because that's what they want to do. And they will use their henchmen and their flying monkeys to come to you and check on you, make sure you know that they're watching in some way, shape, or form. You know, it's like Big Daddy's watching you, that kind of thing. Or in this case with Dawn, it was Big Mama was watching me. In fact, she told me that. Just remember, girlie, no matter what happens, I'll always be watching you. I'm only a little ways away from you. Even if we're not together someday, I'm always watching you. She probably watches my YouTube channel, to be honest with you. I really don't care. She can watch my YouTube channel. Everything I'm saying is the truth. We've already talked about it. In fact, she told me, no, that's your channel. You put on there whatever you want to do. Whatever, if you're helping people, that's good. She has some remorse over how she treated me, thankfully. She wasn't a full-fledged narcissist, I don't think. She had some borderline issues, but I do think that she was either triggered badly by me or something, but she was absolutely horrid to me. And she did all these things I just told you about. That is what they do. That is how they operate online. And that was where my relationship with Dawn started, was online. And you tell yourself when you come through something like that, it's never going to happen again. Now I'm wiser. I know better. But yet you find yourself constantly repeating the pattern over and over and over again. And you don't know you're in it till it finally comes to that climax in that head where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. Did that really just happen to me? And yes, it did. It really just happened to you. There are people that are just plain vindictive and evil and narcissistic and sadistic and cruel. I mean, it's bad. It's very bad. All right. Anyways, that's all I had to say. I'm going to close this down. If anybody wants to chat, we can, but I'm getting kind of tired. I just wanted to make this video because I said I was going to make a video about narcissism, and I came across some material I wanted to talk to you about because it kind of made me think about Dawn and the past and all that stuff. Kind of, I don't know. I just thought I would share that for anybody that is going through it. Remember to cut them off cold. Do not talk to them. Do not talk to their goonies about them. Just don't. And don't think that you can just sit down and have a calm, quiet conversation with them. Tell them how you feel. Pour out your heart, because they don't care. They do not care. All right. God bless everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.